Hello, and very happy to see you on my channel. Tonight, we give you a piece of breaking news. Meghan's a master manipulator, completely controlling poor Harry. Her smile may have been hidden, but no one could miss the sparkle in Meghan Markle's eyes. During a visit to Homeboy Industries in Los Angeles on June 23rd, she appeared to be thoroughly enjoying herself as she and her husband, Prince Harry, donned face masks and gloves, rolled up their sleeves, and helped prepare food for the organization, which offers support to former gang members. Her photo op in a hairnet and apron was an uncharacteristically unglamorous look for Meghan, but it was definitely a good one for her image. Eager to raise her profile, after living in lockdown for months amid the coronavirus pandemic, the ambitious Duchess is taking control in more ways than one. Sources exclusively tell Star magazine that since she, Harry, and their 14-month-old son Archie moved to Los Angeles in March, Meghan has not only been calling all the shots, she also has her husband utterly under her thumb. Meghan's a master manipulator, and she wears the pants in this marriage, reveals an insider. When she says jump, Harry asks how high. In fact, Meghan's been the boss of him ever since Harry fell hard for the former Suits actress 4 years ago. He used to be so carefree, but once he began dating Meghan, he turned into a totally different person because she had him on such a short leash, says the source. She banned Harry from seeing friends she accuses of being a bad influence, and they couldn't believe how he caved into her demands. Everyone started calling her the puppet master behind her back. Priority number 1, cleaning up Harry's legendary party boy reputation. She wanted to put a stop to his boys' nights out, adds the source, and when he came home, all hell would break loose just because he'd had a few drinks. On the few occasions when Meghan designed to mingle with the prince's pals, she didn't hide her disdain. According to a new tell-all, Meghan and Harry, The Real Story by royal biographer Lady Colin Campbell, Meghan inexplicably froze out other guests at the wedding of Harry's best friend, Charlie Van Strabensee, in London in 2018. Most notably, even before she and Harry themselves tied the knot in 2018, it was Meghan, already fed up with the stuffy Windsors and wary of the relentless public criticism, who proposed the drastic move of renouncing their royal roles and escaping England for good, the Tatler spills. Harry says he was unhappy with the monarchy and insisted it was his decision to quit, the source says. Truth is, Meghan was the driving force behind it. Now that Meghan's adjusting to life in Los Angeles, she and Harry have been holed up in Tyler Perry's Beverly Hills mansion, not far from her mother, Doria Ragland. She's revving up efforts to further boost her image and build a new post-royal brand. Last month, she cut ties with her ex-BFF, Jessica Maroney, after the Canadian designer was accused on social media of racist bullying. And she and Harry, who gave a speech at a JP Morgan summit in Miami last February, recently signed on with the Harry Walker Agency, the same firm that commands $1 million fees for celebrity clients like Barack Obama and Hillary and Bill Clinton, to book future speaking engagements. Sure, it's part of promoting their philanthropic foundation Archwell, the source dishes, but Meghan wants to make even more of a name for herself. To do that, she'll have to keep Harry in line. He's been missing his family and friends, but Meghan's made it clear there's no turning back, adds the source, noting that she's eager for Harry to put down permanent roots in Los Angeles. That could be why Meghan's been pushing to have baby number 2 here, explains the pal. Harry's been letting her run the show, and no doubt he'll go along with whatever she wants. He's no longer his own man. Meanwhile, in the latest news, Prince Harry branded a liability to royal family as his popularity in the UK plummets. His popularity has deteriorated according to a new poll that sees him as a liability for the monarchy. Yesterday, the sources revealed, Harry has gone off to make millions from his charities, thereby giving charities a bad name now we all know the amount of cream that is taken off the top to pay for security and a very high lifestyle for the directors. Such a shame he didn't think out beforehand, because the future does not look good for the path he is going down. Now, only 35% of those who took part in the poll see the Duke of Sussex as a positive asset for the royal family. Although he is not the least popular royal, it is a shocking plummet in approval from the general public. Only 8 years ago, Prince Harry's approval rating was 75% according to YouGov. Hardly surprising. He's been emasculated, neutered, and castrated since he married. He's nothing more than a eunuch in the harem of Meghan, and she woke pals and gets trotted out to accompany her and carry her bags when she's out giving video messages in support of something or other. Harry's popularity plummets by the day because his awful wife's influence increases by the day. She needs putting firmly in her place, the bottom rung of the ladder, but Harry ain't the man for the job. Prince Harry's wife Meghan is also seen as a liability by over half of those who took part in the Sun poll. The Duchess of Sussex had only a 38% approval rating in the poll. Just over half, 51% of those asked saw Meghan Markle as a liability. Poor Harry couldn't see that he was the tool being used to give Meghan Markle her revenge on the Queen. He was being asked to prove his love by taking sides in a her or me situation. Meghan Markle won this round, but the Queen holds the power and her revenge will be subtle and final. An insider reveals he and his wife have become non-entities through their own attempts to manipulate the media. They left the royal family to lead private lives, like heck they did. Apart from anything else, they have proved themselves to be very economical and selective with the truth. That is the aim of Mrs. Sussex. Mr. Sussex is too meek to do anything other than quietly be in her shadow and be a good boy. As far as green credentials, those they certainly do not possess. The source continues. He needs to make the millions when paying rent of over $1 million a month. However, I do not think Harry lives up to what Meghan Markle wants, or indeed in her long-term plans, and moving to the USA was in Meghan Markle's plans, so royal family cannot grab Archie. But she would be immensely happy if UK taxpayers pay for Archie. Well, in this time, don't count on it, Meghan, you could end up in the hut next to your mum yet. A source added, Harry sold his soul for a pottage of loudmouthed American feminism. His recent outpourings reveal who is pulling the strings. He is seen as a very silly chap indeed. Polls say whatever they want them to say. This poll is obviously suspiciously more supportive of this problem pair than seems even remotely credible. The royal family needs to shake off Harry and Meghan completely. If not, the Windsor brand will become even more shabby and unwanted. A viewer also mocked and said, "No surprise there at all. I am surprised so many thought he was still okay. He has gotten too big from his boots, thinking he could change the world. Something desperately wrong with this guy. They will eat him up and spit him out in America, and he should never have abandoned our endless support and loyalty. They both do my head in." Indeed, as a fan has wrote, I have always supported the monarchy, but my allegiance has switched. However, I'm reserving that judgment for only a very short period. I need to know whether Meghan and Harry will retain their titles, whether they will be financially supported by the British people, including the Duchy of Cornwall. And finally, as the Royal Foundation has sent 50% of its donated money to Prince Harry's privately owned limited company Travelist, of which he owns 75% of the shareholding, I have requested the return of the donations I made in good faith to the Royal Foundation charity and not to support Harry's personal bank account. Furthermore, if Travelist, yet to get off the ground, falls into liquidation, Royal Foundation donated money will be used to settle the limited company's debts. Harry, of course, being protected from that debt. A charitable foundation is not a privately owned company, and this is a clear misuse of charitable contributions. The least popular royal is Prince Andrew, with 80% of those asked in the poll conducted by The Sun believing the Duke of York is a liability. Only 4% of those involved in a poll thought Prince Andrew was a benefit to the monarchy. Meanwhile, the Queen remains the favorite amongst the UK's population. A total of 81% of those asked saw her as an asset to the monarchy. Next in line of approval was Prince William. He was followed by his wife Kate Middleton. Prince Charles came in 4th place in the approval rating. The poll was carried out this week, but it is unclear how many people took part in the survey. This news comes as the new book about Harry and Meghan's life has had a price cut on Amazon, making some speculate the public has lost interest in the couple. Amazon has cut the price of the book from £20 to £13.60. My news today has ended. How do you feel about it? Please let me know in the comment section below, and we can discuss them together. If you feel comfortable with my video, remember to like and share it for anyone you think would also love it. And subscribe to my channel to get more news from the royal family by me. Now, good night and see you tomorrow.
Meghan probably went to formal schooling before and had a positive view. Meghan's friends were always happy to be with her, but a beautiful day suddenly changed everything. She was completely different, but I thought her instincts and blood were the same, only Meghan didn't reveal that. Currently, she is like a vampire sucking blood from Harry. The amount of Harry earned is managed by Meghan, and Harry has no right to be mentioned. Life is impermanent, not knowing what will happen tomorrow, we can only predict in the direction of development. Job. Meghan Harry will split the polar half of the northern and southern hemispheres, isolated Archie.